Here are the 3 things every gym owner should have learned before opening. 1, leads. How to generate leads on purpose, meaning people that share their first name, their last name, their cell phone number, and their email address. They share contact information with you, and you are able to do that on purpose, on demand, and scale it to have more of those people whenever you want, or less of those people whenever you want. That's the first thing that everybody should have learned how to do before they open their gym. The second thing would be how to set up sales systems that your team can follow through with for you. Because here's the issue. If you learn how to sell memberships yourself as a gym or a studio owner, that's great. But if nobody else in your facility is as good as you are, or nobody else can really do it besides you, guess what? You've saddled yourself with a job for the rest of your life. And not only is the job more strenuous than any 9-to-5 job, but it's also riskier than any 9-to-5 job because you might actually lose money. And not only that, but you're spending a whole lot more time running a business than you would a 9-to-5 job. So it's a pretty raw deal unless you learn how to set up sales systems that your team can follow through with. Ways that your team can produce sales while you're not even in the building. That way you can actually focus on running the business instead of doing the job of closing the sales. Okay, third. The third thing is that every gym owner should have learned how to set up SMS follow-up systems before they opened, or at least how to manage the one that they have really, really well. Because if you just generate leads, well, a lead isn't a person in through the doors. That's not even a membership. It's just someone who shared their contact information with you. And a lot of people these days think that the leads that they're getting are bad, when the leads that they're getting actually aren't bad at all. They're really great leads, and they just don't have what they need in order to follow up with those leads well. For instance, most sales environments produce at least 8 to 12 follow-up systems, touch points, before they have considered themselves to have harvested 80% of the opportunity of a given list. 8 to 12 touch points. Now, I don't know about you, but unless you have a really excellent follow-up team or you already know how to set up follow-up systems, that's not happening because most people don't have the time to do that. So we have to either outsource those types of things, or we have to learn how to semi-automate those types of things, or we have to have people sitting there doing that follow-up all day, every day. And for most small gyms and studios, class-based models or boutique functional training and things like that, there's not a whole sales team, contacting everyone 15 times or more. And that's an old stat, by the way. I would say that in our modern world, in the post-pandemic environment, we need to be contacting every lead at least 15 times. So volume. The second thing that you need to get the opportunity out of the leads that you have is speed to lead. And this is really the most important one. If you're not able to connect with every lead within a minute or less, then you're leaving a huge amount of the opportunity on the table. Think about this. If someone were to generate 100 leads and they were able to produce 30 appointments from those leads, and of those 30 appointments, they got 20 of them in through the doors, and of the 20 that they got in through the doors, they were able to close 10. Well, that means that the majority of their opportunity is in the people who never came in through the doors, or the people who booked an appointment but never showed, or the ones who showed and never joined. So 10% of their leads are converting into becoming a member. That's a huge amount of waste, especially if you know that when you do follow up really well, you can get 70, 80, 90% of those 100 leads to book an appointment, and you can get an 80% show ratio or better in some cases. So run the math differently. 100 leads. Now let's say instead of 30 of them book an appointment, let's say that 75 of them book an appointment. And of those 75, let's say that 65 of them come in through the doors, which means that you have a much better booking ratio and a slightly better show ratio. 65 people in through the doors. Now, if you close half of those 65 people, that's 32 and a half members, right? That's way better. over 30 members from the same exact amount of leads. So that's why I say SMS follow-up, because the third element, remember we talked about first, is 15 or more touch points in the modern world. Second is speed to lead. How quickly are you getting to those leads? And I know after following up with hundreds of thousands of membership leads and looking at the difference between following up with those leads in 15 minutes versus following up those leads within an hour or less, if we did 15 minutes or less, we were able to get a 50 or 60% booking ratio. And further, I know that in the current day, this month, right now, in the recording of this video, we're able to get a 70, 80, 90% booking ratio month by month by month of the leads we generate for our gym and the leads that we generate for our clients' gyms. So we've got 6 studios and we're booking tons of appointments. So we've got the systems to do this and economies of scale, obviously, because of our 6 gyms and the bunches of other people's gyms that we support. Now, in watching this, I've seen that if we can follow up with every lead within a minute or less, that's when we get those booking ratios of 70% and above. And in some cases, significantly more than that. So if this goes really well, everything else becomes so much easier. And I would say that of the follow-up pieces, we talked about volume of follow-up, right? 15 touch points or more. We talked about speed to lead. And then finally, the messaging itself, utilizing text messages and utilizing the proper verbiage would be the 3 big things that help someone do follow-up well. So that is what I think about what it takes to run a gym really well, because everybody can provide a good workout. Like, I could provide a good workout without any equipment in the street in front of my house. Like, I could have people run wind sprints for an hour and they will get their butts kicked, right? So it's not incredibly difficult to figure out how to provide a challenging workout. Now, providing a challenging workout that's also good for people, that also has them coming back for more, that's really hard. But the reality is a lot of people in the fitness industry know how to do that. The things that a lot of people in the fitness industry don't know how to do well would be the business skills, hiring and developing leaders, developing systems for net membership growth, marketing processes, sales processes. So if you have a gym and you want more members, I would encourage you to make that world of things the things that you become an expert in, because you're probably already excellent at providing a good workout and providing an excellent experience for the people who are coming in through the doors. And if you want help with bringing people in through the doors, we will actually do this piece and this piece for you. You can learn more about that in a link below the video. There's also some free resources there. My book is there. So if you're interested in getting more memberships, click the link below to learn more, to get free resources, and to develop yourself as a business owner so that the growth of your business is the natural result.